Last year, we said that Jamaica was sleeping on the talent of this young lady. Many of you disagreed with me. So with the noise she's currently making, let's take an honest look at Sashalee Forbes. Is she the next big sprint queen out of Jamaica? Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Go ahead, please hit the subscribe button so we continue to grow. When you do that, hit the notification bell so you know when the next video drops. We drop a video at least once a day here in Peter Lloyd World. Also, if you enjoyed the content, please hit the like button and finally leave your thoughts. So now ready? Yep, good to go. Well, last year we stated it. In a video, we said Jamaica was sleeping on Sashalee Forbes, and many of you disagreed with me. And I knew, as always, that we were correct. Since the beginning of the 2024 season, Sashalee Forbes has laid down markers in the women's 60-meter dash. In fact, she has run the fastest time by a Jamaican female over that distance for the 2024 season thus far. Now we can see that this time of 7.03 is an outdoor 60-meter, which we have told you repeatedly, and we'll talk about later, makes it a little different from the indoor. But we think that Sashalee Forbes and her team are doing the correct thing. Let us look at her and honestly assess, is she the next big sprint queen out of Jamaica? At the age of 27, Sashalee Forbes may be a kind of late bloomer, but not quite. She's around the age that Jamaica'S started to run the sprints and started to shine. Now with a personal best over the 100 meters of 10.96 and the 60-meter dash of 7.03, which he equaled again recently at the Grace Jackson Meet 2024 at the Stadium East, it's evident to me that at least we have seen a consistent improvement of this young sprinter in the last 12 months. Sashalee Forbes' performance at the Grace Jackson was dominant. If you look at the race, and we will again, in slow-mo, you'll see that there are immediate improvements in terms of her racing technique just in the last 12 months. Her start, solid. Got out of the blocks as fast as anyone else, if not faster. Transition phase out of the first phase of her race was smooth and completely in control. Hit that top end speed, maintained it right throughout the line. She was relaxing the shoulders, her technique was great, knees were high, and I think she still had a little more left in the tank. She could have actually run a little faster. Let's run back the race at half the speed. You take a look and tell me if you agree with my assessments. For clarity, Sashalee Forbes is in the center of the pack in lane number 5. In fact, the best way to describe this performance last Saturday is smooth and in complete control. I'm telling you, she could have ran much faster. I should also make note of the fact that the wind was legal. It was plus 0.6. So this was exquisite. Now, we saw her run at the Central Champs at GC Foster the week before. She ran 7.14 seconds and the wind was plus 1.7. Marked improvement. In fact, her race there was a little more jagged. She didn't look as controlled until the latter part of the race, as you can see right here. So even within that 1 week, I saw improvements. Now, if you remember her run last year in the finals at the Jamaican National Championships, where she came second behind Jamaica'S and laid down her new personal best over the 100 meters of 10.96. You can also see that that performance was much more jagged. She did not get out of the blocks with any great confidence. She took a while to get into her own. She just wasn't as smooth. She just wasn't as controlled. And it took her much longer to hit her top end speed. Look.
Off it goes. Very, very good start by Jamaica'S. Natasha Morrison is on the premises. Tom Sahira is knocking on the door as well. Step forward, Sharika Jackson imperiously.
Now, if you go back and look at the slow-mo of her 60-meter run at the Grace Jackson last Saturday, you'll see a very different athlete. And what her team is doing, which is really, really smart, is they're working on the technical aspects of her race. We realize that she's a raw talent, raw speed, but what's happening here is they're working on the first 60 meters, because the truth is the weakness in her run has been that first 60 meters. She was sluggish out of the blocks, slow, took a while to get out of that first transition phase, and really started to hit her top end speed pretty late, like in the last 6, 70, 80 of the race. If you go back and look at the first time she hit that sub 11, Forbes pulled out that 10.98 behind Tamara Davis of the USA running 10.91. Look at the race and you'll see a different athlete. Keep your eyes peeled on lane number 8, which is where Sashalee Forbes is.
And the start for Davis in the middle of the track in 4, emerging from the field now, and will get to the line ahead of the...
Now, this, of course, is my 2 cents. Yes, if you look at this race, the one that you just saw, and compare it to her most recent race, the one at Grace Jackson, you will see 2 very different athletes. As I said, Grace Jackson out of the blocks quickly, almost, in fact, I think a little faster than Brianna Williams, which is incredible. Smooth transition. Just look at the transition. Go back and watch. Completely in control. And I'm telling you, she had much more in the gas tank. She could have actually gone faster. Look at her shoulders. Now look at this race that I just showed you. Her first time she ran that sub 11. She's way out there in lane 8, which of course means she's running blind. She doesn't really know what's happening. But she's really slow to the blocks. Her transition is not smooth. She's tight in the shoulders. Her form is not that great. She sort of gets everything together in the last 70 to 80 meters, which is when she surges. They're changing her race. They're doing with her what we saw them do with Sharika Jackson, which is building the race out in bits by bits. They're now working on her getting out of the blocks, because with her raw speed, if she's out of those blocks faster, you're looking at a young lady who can get to, and I'm not exaggerating, this year she can run a sub 10.8. I see that. She can probably go faster. In my humble opinion, looking at the transition, the improvement in just the last 12 months, I'm telling y'all, you're sleeping on this young lady. I was right last year, and I'm even more correct this year. Sashalee Forbes is the next big sprint queen, if she's healthy, and she's going to be healthy. Just look at the sheer difference. The race she's racing is completely different, and they're going to keep building out that first 60 meters because that's the flaw in her race. Then I think they're going to have her run some 200s because she's a solid 200 runner, and they might give her some 4s to maintain the strength, the core strength, and that speed endurance. So in my opinion, she has improved immensely. Just go back to the races bit by bit and you'll see it. And in my opinion, she's a huge threat, and she's going to be the next big sprint queen out of Jamaica. But this, of course, is my 2 cents. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Now, don't forget to go over there and support our new channel, Peter Lloyd World of Wealth. And hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit the like button. Remember, you're royals, you're kings and queens. Bless up!